Valentine's Day is here again. Funny how that always happens in the middle of February. And if you're a red-blooded North American boy like me, that means two things. One, if you have a beautiful person in your life, you're probably gonna spend some money. And two, it's kind of a slow time for movies. But that's not necessarily true. Okay, the money thing is, but there are plenty of great romantic comedies out there for us guys. Even us guys who have been heartbroken. Let's take a look at the top 5 breakup movies for guys in this, The Real School Countdown. Number 5, Forgetting Sarah Marshall. True story, the first girl I ever kissed was named Sarah Marshall. Another first is this is the first time I got to see a Jason Segel movie in theaters. And I got to see all of him. What I really got to see is what a talented writer this guy is, and what a vulnerable but hilarious performance he can give. Segel has been great in movies like Bad Teacher, I Love You Man, and The Muppets because this 6'4" colossus is believable when he's being macho. But on the flip side, he's also very believable when he gets his heart broken and becomes a gentle giant. Which is why this guy is like the everyman. Any guy can relate to him. Whether you're pining for the one that got away or ready to fight the next idiot she dates. Does that mean we were the first idiot? But every guy has had their Sarah Marshall, which makes this rom-com unforgettable. Number 4, High Fidelity. Directed by Stephen Frears, a filmmaker who has an amazing resume including The Queen, Philomena, and Dangerous Liaisons, High Fidelity sticks out as his most mainstream film. And definitely his most approachable. A lot of that has to do with John Cusack, a man who has made a career of making iconic romantic comedies. And whose nepotism towards Jeremy Piven personally paid for Piven's hair plugs. If you weren't already sympathetic to Cusack's presence because of great films like Say Anything or Grosse Pointe Blank, then having him talk directly to the audience and break the fourth wall is an amazing way for you to feel connected to the character. You suddenly feel like you've known Rob all his life, and you really want to help him through this tough breakup and recount his tumultuous dating past. Add on a great eclectic cast including Catherine Zeta-Jones, Tim Robbins, Lisa Bonet, and a young Jack Black early in his career, and those characters really help bring this film to life. Plus, as I mentioned, having a handsome leading man look at the camera and count down his top 5 just seems to work. Number 3, Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind. You know, it sounds like pretense when every artsy film student says this, but Charlie Kaufman? Kind of a genius. Granted, a mad genius whose films make Inception look like Calvin and Hobbes, but his movies just speak to me. You wouldn't typically think of this film as a breakup movie, but it actually taught me an invaluable lesson after one of my toughest breakups. That you really do want to remember those whom you've shared your life with, whether good or bad. No word of a lie, no sarcastic quips. This film actually made me the man I am today. Okay, well, don't condemn it on that. Judge it on its beautiful dreamlike quality, its quirky characters, and its dramatic and comedic roller coaster. And something that's commonplace in a lot of Kaufman-written films is Jim Carrey and Kate Winslet play such alluring but tragically flawed characters that even in this bizarre sci-fi situation, you can relate to their relationship. Which is why even if you don't see it as a breakup movie, it's still a pretty good one. Number 2, 500 Days of Summer. Real schoolers, it's no secret, I consider this film to be the best of 2009. Now that's not necessarily something new, but what is new is changing the dynamic of your typical romantic comedy. In most romantic comedies, it's the guys who focus on sex, one way or the other, until the right girl turns up and turns things around. But in 500 Days of Summer, Tom is the romantic, and Summer is the one who says, let's keep it casual. Which in the world of romantic comedies makes him the chick and her the dude. This ultimately makes the film refreshing on so many levels, as not only is the format fun and idiosyncratic, but we romantic males finally have a hero that we can identify with. Number 1, Swingers. You want a hero I can identify with? How about a boy named Mike who wants to make it big in LA, who turns to his boys in times of need? Not to mention Jon Favreau's real-life weight fluctuations kind of hit close to home. This film is Jon Favreau's thorough study of the male psyche, and almost every guy is represented, from sex-craved ladies' man to unsure romantic. Yet Favreau, Vaughn, and their real-life friends created such hilarious characters, such believable bonds, and such unforgettable humor, that this film becomes like a Bible to most men who have seen it. Tell me you're a guy who's seen this movie that at one point wasn't out at a club and didn't say the catchphrase, "beautiful babies." Go ahead. But it's the message of this comedy, and yes, there is one that actually speaks to you. One of the greatest parts of this film is that even Trent, the guy who seemingly has it all figured out, really doesn't. And the moral is, nobody does. When I was younger, it was my manual on life, and as I grow older and still watch it, the morals of love and friendship still ring true. Agree or disagree with the list? Leave your picks for top 5 breakup movies in the comments section below. But of course, being Valentine's Day, I wish all my little real schoolers love and happiness. And until next time, school's out.